You're listening to Seraphina Speaks for Children Who Think, the show that delivers you my take on topics that are important. I'm your host, Seraphina Malina-Derben. Let's go right ahead to the show, shall we? Welcome to the latest trailer of Seraphina Speaks. I'm Seraphina Malina-Derben, and we're ramping up new episodes for the next season, landing early January. This is a quickie episode designed to get you pre-excited for what's coming. I'm serious, listeners. We've got Christmas between now and then, and if you celebrate this particular event, you'll know it takes over December. I'm already praying that snow lands for Christmas here. It's a tradition unlikely to come through. And I'm scoffing chocolates while watching cheesy Christmas movies where everything magically works out. If only that were true. It's a fantasy escape from a crazy year in this troubled world. The global wars still being fought that, this time last year, filled our news feeds. The climate emergency, the crises closer to home. We must be thankful for those of us that have voice. I wish that every child could be safe, and I know you're joining me in that. In the next season of Seraphina Speaks, I'll continue to unpick everyday norms, habits, and taken-for-granted behaviours. Themes you can look forward to include on Disney, on lying, on pockets, on questions to ask tweens, on failure, on special celebrity treatment, on being a tween, body odour, and on being happy to be different. I'll be bringing you reviews on other family-friendly shows, and already have lots of the hosts of these lined up as my guests. There's a whole new team of correspondents from across the world ready to share their thoughts on topics from each episode too. Then there's my triplet brothers Montgomery and Horatio, who you'll know if you're a regular listener, inject themselves into the show. I've started getting word out. Hold on, I've got a chocolate in my mouth. I told you I'm eating Christmas chocolates. I'll swallow this choc. What was I trying to tell you? Oh yes, I've started getting word out about Seraphina Speaks a bit more recently. Could you help me with this? If you can, I would be so grateful. A simple way is to introduce one friend to the show and ask them to click follow if they like what they hear. Another way is to subscribe to my Seraphina Speaks Substack. Put the words Seraphina Speaks Substack into your search engine and it'll come up. I write social commentary on ordinary topics we take for granted. It's an extension of this podcast. Of course it is. I also create an interview series with change-making podcasters. It's fun when they give us a peek into what they're working on, or even where they record from. Maybe I'm nosy, but I love getting the inside track on how people live and work. I discovered sociology the other day. It blew my mind. So much of what I love. Back to the next season. You'll find more grown-ups guesting on episodes. People like American podcaster and radio producer Avery Trufelman, best known for her work on 99% Invisible and its spin-off Articles of Interest, exploring the origins of clothing pieces and fashion subcultures.
I went to a uniform shop that clothed a lot of crossing guards and police officers and construction workers, and they said that the women always bought the men's uniforms just because the pockets were bigger, which means that the clothes might not even fit them as well, but they're just willing to change sizes for the pockets.
There's more where that came from. Here's some ways you can get involved in the show too. If you haven't listened to earlier episodes yet, why not warm up your soul with a little dive into my thoughts on, say, reframing bad habits. We've all got those bad habits, but maybe we can see them and ourselves differently with a little tweak. Or you could always take a selfie on your phone of you listening to this show and send it over to me at serafina@seraphinaspeaks.com. I'll make a special listeners gallery and put your pic on it on my Substack. surprise me. Finally, you could leave a rating on Apple. It can be as simple as, Seraphina made me do this. That'll help spread the word that Seraphina Speaks is coming at you in early 2024. Until then, keep questioning, keep exploring, and keep speaking up.